it's Miss Rainbow with Rutherford County Extension here to teach you a little bit more about science. Today we're going to be talking about seed germination, and we're going to even give you a fun way to experiment with this at home.
Today you'll receive all the materials you need to start germination at home. That includes a Ziploc bag, a paper towel, some beans, and a stapler. How is this possible that that's all you need? Well, let's find out more. Let's talk about seed germination. But first, we need to understand what seeds are. Seeds are actually viable living entities, and that's because they have something called an embryo in them, which is a teeny tiny baby plant. That embryo has teeny tiny leaves, a teeny tiny stem and roots, everything a plant has, just teeny. A seed also contains a store of food, which has all the nutrients it needs to help that embryo start growing. And then that food and embryo is wrapped up in a seed coat to help keep it all protected. So what is germination? Germination is the process of taking that seed and sprouting it into a seedling so it can grow up into a big, healthy plant. What do we need for germination? Besides the seed, we need moisture and temperature. Do we also need sunlight? Actually, probably not. Some seeds, a very few portion of seeds, need sunlight, but most of them just need water and warmth. What about soil? We always hear that soil is needed for a healthy plant, and that is correct. However, because of the food inside of a seed, the embryo actually has all the nutrients it needs in order to start growing once given water and warmth. Once those food preserves are used up, it will need to be planted in soil so the roots can get those nutrients and that plant can continue to grow healthy and strong.
So now that you know all about seeds and germination, let's get germinating.
Let's get started on our kit, which has the Ziploc bag, the paper towel, our beans. I have a red bean, a pinto bean, and a black bean, a marker, and our stapler. Our first step is to make sure that our paper towel is nice and moist and folded in half so it can fit in the Ziploc bag. When we put it in the Ziploc bag, we're going to want to try and keep it as unwrinkled and straight as possible. So do what you can to kind of straighten it out so the beans will have a nice place to rest in there. Once you've done that, we're going to put staples in the Ziploc bag or through the Ziploc bag. I've noticed my Ziploc bag is kind of tall, so I folded it in half so the stapler fits. You'll want to put as many staples through the Ziploc bag and paper towel as you have beans. I have 3 beans, so I'm going to put 3 staples through the Ziploc bag and paper towel. And then we're going to want to put the beans right on top of the staples. That staple kind of offers the bean a little shelf, so we can see the roots grow below it and the stem grow above it. So first I put in my red bean, and there's my pinto bean, and last I have my black bean, which has camouflaged itself into the counter and got lost, but there it is. I found it. So the black bean goes on the 3rd staple. Once we've got all the beans in our bag, that's pretty much our finished product. First I'm going to label it, and then I'm going to hang it in the window. The paper towel offers the moisture we need, and the window with the sunlight will give it the warmth it needs. So how did my germination kit work? I was surprised by the results. Day 2, you still don't see much, but day 3, you start to see something peep through, and then it starts to take off. Day 5, you see leaves. Day 6, the stem's getting huge, and by day 8, I was ready to plant. So now that my plants are ready to be put into soil, we're going to carefully remove them from the bag. And this is going to take a little bit of gentleness so you don't rip any of the roots off. You want to just carefully kind of gently pull at the roots and bring that up out of the bag. And there you can see all the beautiful roots, and you can see that the seed case has been discarded, so we know all the nutrients out of that seed have been used up and that plant is ready for the soil. So I'm going to dig a nice big hole in my pot. You can even put this in the garden now at this point, but I'm going to make sure that it's nice and big for all the roots. I'm going to cover the roots with soil and plant that in there. And my red bean definitely did the best, so I'm going to plant that first, but I'm going to go ahead and plant all of them. Or excuse me, my black bean did the best. The red bean, I'm going to go ahead and take that out too. And again, just gently kind of finesse those roots out there. If you lose a root or two, it's okay, but just be as gentle as possible. Again, make a nice deep hole for the roots. Make sure you get all those roots covered up by that soil so that soil can get all those good nutrients up into the plant. And then I'm going to go ahead and take the pinto bean as well. That one didn't do as well, but it did eventually start to sprout by day 8. So I'm going to go ahead and plant it in the soil and see if it comes up. But we're going to go ahead and plant it in there. And we've got a nice bean plants that can go into our garden a little bit later. We're going to want to make sure that we water that nice and good and then put it into a sunny, bright location where it continue to get some warmth. I hope this video helped you find your own green thumb and that you enjoy the fruits of your labor. Bye.